Welcome in, everyone. I'm your host, Jonathan Coachman, and this is Madden Ultimate Team on EA Sports. Up next, we've got what ought to be a great matchup between the Green Bay Packers and the San Francisco 49ers. With that, let's get you out to Silicon Valley, Levi Stadium in Santa Clara, as we welcome in our broadcast team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to be.
There he goes, left side. Touchdown, 49ers. He returns the kick 88 yards to the house as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. I know a lot of special teams coaches, they just want to keep it away from him because that's what he can do.
And others have egos that their players can't keep up with. And they say, challenge him, kick it to him. The way he runs as fast as he is, I wouldn't challenge him at all. I'd do everything possible to keep it away.
He is just a blur when he gets a full head of steam, and he got a full head of steam there. So let's try this again. After the kick return TD, here's yet another kickoff. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line.
Go now. 70, Indy. Slam.
On first down, Peyton. It'll go as a loss of a yard on the game's first play. Second down.
The evolution of Clay Matthews as a player, it's just one that they're going to end up writing books about. He didn't even start until his senior year at USC. He didn't start in high school. And now he's at all-pro level in the NFL. How about the play he just made there?
Yeah, he has certainly made a name for himself. William Clay Matthews III.
Time to give a little credit here. That was an excellent read by the guys on the defensive side of the ball.
Oh, you're crediting your defense.
Got to credit them on that one because they tried to fool him, right? Tried to trick him. Ran a screen, and they went to it and smothered it for a loss of yardage.
He rifles one that's intercepted. Deion Sanders, the Hall of Famer, with a pick. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line. Certainly not how they envisioned ending their opening drive here in the first quarter.
Too many ones in this play. First quarter, first drive, first interception thrown.
And that last one, that hurts. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Watch out. Tight end right.
The former Purdue Boilermaker, Raheem Mostert. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Call it a loss of 2 on the play. And it'll be 2nd and 12. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. 4 yards on the pickup there as they get it back to a more manageable 3rd and 7. Well, Raheem Mostert, he was great in that NFC title game, 220 yards. But Super Bowl, 58 yards on 12 carries, though. He did score the touchdown in the third quarter to put the Niners up 20-10.
And think about the journey of Raheem Mostert and what he's traveled. That he has a 220-yard game, 4 touchdowns in the NFC title game that you just mentioned. But only getting 12 carries in the Super Bowl, I don't think in his wildest dreams he would have thought, I only got 12 carries in the Super Bowl? That tells you how valuable he became and what people will focus on. And don't forget Tevin Coleman, the great comeback from the dislocated shoulder against Green Bay in the title game. 5 carries, 28 yards in the Super Bowl, came back to start that game, showed a great amount of toughness, but they didn't run it nearly as much as we expected. And they ended up with a result that maybe was unexpected, too. A loss in the Super Bowl.
And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a hole.
And he'll take this into the end zone for a San Francisco touchdown. Taking it in from a yard out. And the Niners are able to stretch their lead.
I know we don't talk about it enough, but the intelligence level of the guys up front blocking, the offensive linemen, maybe the smartest guys in football overall. Add in a little bit of athleticism and a whole lot of toughness, you got a lot to deal with, don't you?
That's why the guys in the backfield get them really nice Christmas gifts, right?
If they're smart, they do.
Extra point up and good by Crosby, and it's now 14-0. The drive summary that time, 5 plays. And the rookie Saquon Barkley, the one who finishes things off with a touchdown run. This is fielded at the goal line. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. Let's switch gears, talk about Matt LaFleur and what he did in his first season as Green Bay comes back out here, Charles. 13-3, and really, by all accounts, exceeding expectations. A win over Seattle in the divisional round, and then that 49er run game, and Raheem Mostert did them in. But where do they go from here looking forward to Matt LaFleur's second season?
Yeah, can you believe 13-3 probably won't win Coach of the Year?
I know, right?
You know, John Harbaugh in Baltimore, Kyle Shanahan getting to the Super Bowl with San Francisco. But still, as you said, an incredible first year for a rookie head coach. I think where they go from here is this. Continue to fortify the offensive line because Brian Bulaga's been there for a while at right tackle. I think on the defensive front, they've got to get some more players there because the run game, as you mentioned, Raheem Mostert just ran them.
Blitz coming, and down he goes. With a sack, it's Ziggy Ansah.
Well, someone's been up to the task so far in this game. They are already up a couple of scores, Brandon, and guess what? I think they're just going to pin their ears back now and get upfield and get after the quarterback.
Been such an impressive first half to get that lead. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on second down. Manning going to throw. He'll find Juju Smith-Schuster. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to third down.
They sure put the coverage guys in a stress on that one. They thought they were going deep. Ends up curling inside for a nice chunk of yardage.
Now Manning. Open man completes it to Smith-Schuster. And he'll get nothing out of that one. The completion there winds up a wash, and it'll bring up fourth down. On fourth down, here's Brian Anger now to kick this one away. And this one hits at the one, continues on into the end zone for a touchback. 1:54 left on the clock here in quarter number 2.
On the double.
Coming up at halftime in a little less than 2 minutes, we'll send you to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman is standing by. He'll have highlights and analysis of this first half. And he'll go down at the 26 following a gain of 6. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. From the 26, they'll line up on 2nd and 4.
Tight dog. Get it.
Now Mostert. He'll have a first down past the 40. Defenders giving chase, but I don't think they're going to get there. Touchdown, 49ers. Raheem Mostert with his second touchdown here in this first half. And the Niners are able to stretch their lead. And with his speed, if he just finds the slightest crease, he can take it the distance like he did there.
How about the leverage up front? Offensive line out-leveraging the defensive front to create that space, that crease that he was looking for. And once he hits open field, he's going to be very difficult to catch and corral.
The quick strike ability certainly intact there. 2 plays, 80 yards to score it. This is fielded at the chalk of the 10. And not a bad return. Here he gets it out to the 25-yard line.
Let's go. Ready?
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. On first down, Manning. Catch made there by Derby, the tight end. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. Now Manning again. They complete it to Hill. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
Firing quickly here, and that's complete. A well-executed 22-yard gain.
But when you hit him on the move like that, and he's able to get into open field with a full head of steam, oh, boy, it's going to be tough to get him down.
Yeah, there was a big window. They're lucky they did get him down. Now a play fake here on first down. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Packers. A.J. Derby. As the first half is winding down, as they are now on the board here in the first half. The way this one was going, you just got the sense they needed something before half. They've at least got something on the board now. Still trailing, but a good sign.
That takes me back to our preseason tour of NFL camps. You remember we talked with that one coach who said his emphasis this year was scoring in the last 2 minutes of a half, heading into the locker room. This hits it right there. Take that momentum, take that good feeling, and take it to the locker room, regroup, and start over. They got it here.
They did indeed. A lot of football, full half to be played. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. And the ball backed way up. So thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it, and we'll see these two teams go to the lockers.
Yeah, I don't think you want to overthink it in this situation. Either side of the ball. Just go ahead and finish up the half and get on out and talk about it.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And that is incomplete. 2 seconds left on the clock. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. They'll throw now on the final play. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And that's caught inside the 35. And he's in for the touchdown on the final play of the first half. The prayer is answered.
How did they get that done?
That's a pretty quick response to that last touchdown drive, and it seemed like they had maybe given up momentum. Not so fast.
No, not at all, because they ended up pushing the lead up once again, and you're exactly right. Thought momentum might have been shifting. Instead, they grabbed old Mo, didn't let him get to the opposite sideline.
Crosby connects on the extra point, and now due to apparent time constraints, we fast forward to the beginning of the second half. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. Fielded about a yard deep. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Throwing now is Manning. And he's able to pick up the first before he's taken down at the 27. It goes as a gain of 8, and it moves the chains.
We always talk about having to read defenses and how complicated that is. Well, this was an excellent read. Read the pressure and got rid of the football before it even got to him for a nice game.
And when they're blitzing like that, running back usually a good spot to go with the football?
Without a doubt, because he's right in your sight line or he's near you. So you're able to just get it to him easily. And once he gets in space, that's usually a good matchup for him.
On 2nd and 12, Manning.
I know our vantage point might be a little bit better way up here, but that looked like an ill-advised throw to me. I didn't see anything open, and this play just didn't look right from the beginning.
It did not. I thought he might get outside and just chuck it away. Dangerous pass, incomplete. And now the third down throw incomplete as well.
And we're into the second half now, and this is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. Pulled in at the 24. It'll be a 45-yard punt, and couple that with a loss on the return. And the Niners will go on offense, 1st and 10. Here's a look at the 49ers offense as they make their way out for their first possession of the second half. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the third quarter. You're 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
Mostert. And he'll be marked down at the 26 with a gain of 7.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them.
Check 24, check 24.
On third down, Barkley. And he is not going to get the first down as they'll spot this at about the 28. 2 yards on the pickup there. It's 4th down. Now this will probably be the last play of the quarter. Back now here in Santa Clara. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th. They'll try and run for it. Just a gain of 3, but they'll certainly take it as they convert on 4th down.
4th and 2 in the NFL, not ordinarily a running down anymore. Usually that ball is moved through the air. They went ahead and gave it to the back, and he ends up picking up the first down. I'm not sure if they fooled him as much as they just did a nice job executing.
Needed 2, and they got 3. Now a first carry for their fullback. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Well, they don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway.
Fair.
Check. Fresno.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's 49er football here as we get you reset. And the scoreboard on their side, they're just looking to melt away these final couple of minutes and put this one in the left-hand column. And he's corralled at the 40, but not before picking up 8. 8 yards on the ground there, and now they're looking at a 3rd and 2.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
And they'll let their fullback try and push the pile. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. Got what he needed for the first down with a gain of 2.
I know this game's winding down and people are getting tired, and that's when you really want a big body guy running the football. But I have to tell you, watching him run it, I wonder why they don't use him more earlier in the game.
Yeah, those bigger guys here late in the game, you're trying to protect the lead, usually not as fumble prone either.
No, that is so true because they are taught, take care of the ball as you surge forward, and you often see them with both hands wrapped around.
And now off to the races, down the right side. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
And to me, that touchdown allows you to start grinning widely on your sideline. I think they pretty much locked this one away.
Yeah, that's the clincher, the proverbial icing on the cake, if you will. Crosby with the extra point, and that'll increase their lead to 28. So an 8-play drive covering 80 yards. And the finishing touch was that nice long run into the end zone. Now after the touchdown, it's Bosher to kick it away. This will be taken short. Now a hit and a loose football. But this will get out of bounds, so possession will stay the same.
I don't know about you, but I could hear and feel the sigh of relief all the way up here in our booth.
That was palpable. The sideline, the friend there.
No doubt about it. If the ball goes over the sideline, able to retain possession, no turnover. I know his coaches are screaming, just hang on to the ball, man.
Set. 30 base.
Check 59. Tighten up, tighten up. Pull it together. Watch safety creep. Watch safety.
Throwing on first down is Manning. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Now Manning. That's caught. It's Jerry Rice. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be third down.
Well, that's what you're looking for when you want to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
He'll find Smith-Schuster. That's complete. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 25 ticks remaining on the clock. Here's Brian Anger now as he's on to punt for Green Bay. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. And that hits at the 6 and carries into the end zone for a touchback. The San Francisco offense getting their last-minute instructions before they take over here. They have the dream scenario you hope for coming into the game. Just one kneel here, and this game should be over.
And it's always the final play of preparation each week. The practicing of the kneel-down formation, the victory formation. We've got a game in hand, and that's all they're going to want to do now. They'll put someone back deep just in case something goes haywire. But all in all, take the snap, kneel down, and shake hands. Yes, get out of there.
So the victory here for San Francisco, and it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the second quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half.